Hey there, fellow YouTube enthusiasts. Today, we are diving into a wild and intense exchange that's been making waves across the internet. It's none other than the Health and Human Services Secretary, RFK Jr., having a heated debate with CNN's Dana Bash. Now, this isn't your typical political discussion, it's a clash of ideologies, a battle of words, and a fascinating insight into the world of public health and media dynamics. So, buckle up as we explore the key moments, the underlying tensions, and the implications of this fiery encounter. First things first, let's set the scene. RFK Jr., a prominent figure in the health and human services sector, found himself in the hot seat, facing questions about the Trump administration's preparedness for the next pandemic. But here's where things get interesting. Instead of a straightforward discussion, we got a passionate defense of constitutional rights, a dig at the media's role during the COVID-19 lockdowns, and a series of interruptions that set the tone for the entire exchange. Personally, I think this was a strategic move by RFK Jr. to shift the narrative and highlight what he perceives as a media bias against his administration. What makes this really interesting is the way he used his position to challenge the status quo and question the very foundations of public health discourse. Now, let's break down the key moments. When Bash pressed RFK Jr. on the practical steps his department could take to prepare for a pandemic, he launched into a passionate defense of individual liberties, arguing that the government overstepped its bounds during the COVID-19 lockdowns. In my opinion, this was a clever tactic to redirect the conversation and frame the discussion as a battle between personal freedoms and public health measures. One thing that immediately stands out is the way RFK Jr. used his words to paint himself as a champion of individual rights, while subtly questioning the effectiveness of the media's coverage of the pandemic. What many people don't realize is that this wasn't just a random outburst, it was a calculated move to gain sympathy and support from those who feel marginalized by the government's response to the pandemic. As the conversation turned to measles and vaccine hesitancy, the tension escalated. RFK Jr. accused Bash of rolling her eyes at him, a subtle yet powerful gesture that added fuel to the fire. From my perspective, this was a classic example of how nonverbal cues can escalate a situation. What this really suggests is that even in the most controlled environments, emotions can run high, and small gestures can have a significant impact on the dynamics of a conversation. Now, let's talk about the deeper implications. By questioning the media's role in promoting vaccine hesitancy, RFK Jr. was essentially challenging the very foundations of public health communication. This raises a deeper question. How do we strike a balance between transparency and trust in the face of a global health crisis? In the end, the interview ended on a sour note, with RFK Jr. accusing Bash of repeating what others told her and emphasizing the importance of independent thinking. Personally, I think this was a missed opportunity for both parties to engage in a constructive dialogue. What this incident highlights is the delicate balance between holding officials accountable and fostering open communication. It also underscores the importance of critical thinking and the need for a more nuanced approach to public health discourse. So, what's your take on this fiery exchange? Do you think RFK Jr. made a strategic mistake, or was he simply standing up for what he believes in? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, keep questioning, keep thinking, and stay curious.